Good morning. All right. Hold on, hold on, hold on. We're trying to get organized here. I've been a bad boy. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Come on now, you can do it. You're up early. Uh, I see the Jew war pigs attacked Iran, blew up a fucking girls' school, killed like 60. Tough men there. Yeah, I got a problem. I got a problem here. So you got to bear with me because I might not be able to see chat. They gave me two copyright strikes, and I don't see the copyright problem. So I'm trying to figure that out. Okay, here we go. Yeah, huge war begins. Oh, it's I really don't understand it. Oh, it's you said you gave me two copyrights on one video, and they won't let me. Usually I trim them out, and I'm pretty good about it. So they shut down the other Chan. Yeah. Well, they've done this before. And like when I go into my uh control room, I looked at all the videos. They were all not copyrighted. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Oh well. So it happens when you deal with the Jew. Right. Uh, why ain't this loading? All right, hold on.
Iraq is that, and Iran is this. And then you go there and you go, it's absolutely nothing what they're talking about. That's
Everything
why it's
this man
important to
says,
travel and actually see it with your own
and we
two eyes.
watch. I don't know
And
if
then
you
what you notice
watch
most, the more you
the sabbatical. Just went to Iraq. These fucking pigs in DC, man. I'm telling you, what a shame.
travel, everyone is searching for the same thing. You can meet someone you don't even know. All they're searching for is kindness and a little respect, and they just want to take care of their family, and they want to be good to people.
Right.
And the minute you start discovering that, it kind of changes the perspective of what they shove in your face every day. Because the narrative is, the world's coming to an end, and everything's horrible. And Italy's this, and Germany's that, and North Korea's this, and Iraq is that, and Iran is this. And then you go there and you go, it's absolutely nothing what they're talking about.
Yep.
That's why it's important to travel and actually see it with your own two eyes. And then what you notice most.
Oh, the armchair faggots on radio. You should hear them. Some of them fucking clowns. They never traveled outside their state. Never served. Very good. Yeah, we just watched one from Sabbatical, and then Luke did about, I think he did about 5 videos, and Iran. Oh, pretty good. They were so nice. And I find it wild that they speak English. So, well, you would think they'd be hitting military targets. No, they're hitting school children, girls, blew the place apart. I'm not going to play much of that. I just ran into this guy this morning. And well, that's a good point. You can't. And I had a buddy that served there, and my dad served there, and we were in the personnel carrier, staying out of the rain. And he was telling me about serving in Korea. I says, why don't we just go over there and blow the fuckers right up? He says, you can't. I says, why can't you? Because your dad was there? Because we got nuclear rounds on the ground as mines. And I think North Korea's got like 10 million people they can call on armed. And so North Korea comes across the border,
and reducing their energy bills, all by letting it run quietly day and night.
Yeah, right along the DMZ. But there's two of them. There's 2 sets of them.
These are nice, man.
So you blow up the first one to repel that one, and you wipe out your own people. So you just blew up 2 million North Koreans, and they'll send all the farmers and all that shit with, muskets. And then the second wave, when they get even further, then you vaporize your own people again. Yeah, but we can shoot out nuclear artillery or missiles or whatever. He says it's unwinnable. It's a stalemate. They'll go on forever. And I think I don't think we need to be in there myself. He was pretty smart. We'll go give this guy a look at his chan. Oh, the Colorado's way down. I don't know if all that snow's going to help. I don't know if all that Desert Rat, the name of this guy.
Radiation all around us. In these cliffs lies a nuclear legacy hidden in plain sight for decades. But long before Geiger counters ever clicked here, people carved messages into this same stone. I came to this uranium mine in the cliffs to see what was abandoned, and what was here long before the atomic age ever arrived.
Beginning in the late 1940s, this desert was no longer seen as empty. It became strategic. We're looking for Cold War era relics from
Yeah,
the
that's
United
when
States nuclear
Moab
legacy. Soda pop or
really
beer
got
can?
their start.
Okay, we got to see what's on top of the hills there.
Oh, yeah.
Some would think this is a hiking cairn, but I think someone was staking their claim back in the 50s. They would set up big markers to show that's their spot that they staked with the federal government. What do we have here? Nice, okay. Oh, wooden bed. That's how you know it's old school.
Yeah,
I
that
wonder what
is
model it
old.
was. Chevy,
Ours
Ford.
was steel.
Yeah, all right. There's some pieces there. That's got to be the hood or the front.
Damn.
Yeah, someone probably knows what kind of vehicle this was or how old it was.
Yeah, so that whole thing
Yellow,
with
old school
North
headlights.
Korea is just fucking
Here's probably the
bullshit.
seat cushion. Well, not a cushion no more.
Unwinnable.
And here's the actual frame. Does that say model number? Oh, there's the engine.
Mm.
Oh, that is old school. A straight 4, straight 6. Oh, there's the springs. All right, this is a tailgate. Still open. Oh, it does. Here we go. Definitely not going to sit on it or stand on it.
Yeah, they
That's a
used
cool
to grab
old
the
school truck
Navajos
right there, huh?
to work in these
All right,
mines.
well, let's see if it's
No
radioactive.
breathing
So since
apparatus.
hazards do exist or may exist, besides rusts, tetanus, let's test the truck bed, where I would assume equipment or nothing too crazy. So I think this area, I kind of figured out what it is. You can see these piles behind me. This is going to be a spot where the trucks came and dumped their mining debris, so tailings, because the Geiger counter is jumped up. Yeah, you can see it's jumping up. Yeah, so this is seems to be a tailings pile here. So pile there, pile there, pile there. So that must be what the Geiger counter was picking up at the truck. Looks like someone's brought their dog up here, and that is a waste pile. Let's see how high this one gets. Okay, so these piles are hot, that's for sure. So we're about 5 feet away from the pile where the radiation is coming from. So obviously the dose rate has dropped a little bit. Large-scale uranium mining began in 1948, driven by U.S. demand for nuclear weapons during the early Cold War. The Atomic Energy Commission guaranteed fixed prices for uranium, triggering a rush across Utah, Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico. Men combed these cliffs with Geiger counters, chasing clicks that promised fortune. Some struck it rich, most didn't. Okay, looks like we made it right to the mine. Here we go.
Coffee, yeah. Yeah, all right. Wow, that was a nice shot. Check that out. I like that. He found where they took the picture from. And he came back. Boom. Ain't that something?
Endless.
Oh, yeah.
Told Rob Lowe what fish does for aging dogs. Watch this.
I have a great hack for white fish. Buy it frozen.
Oh, yeah.
The endless hunt went on. I'd heard that the most likely places to look for uranium in this area were in 3 separate strata. This is the Moenkopi Formation, generally chocolate brown rock. This the Chinarump, the yellow-gray capstone. And the Chinle, of poisonous pastel shades. Here nothing grows. Petrified trees from some long-forgotten forest. This one's hot.
There is the shaft.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, not too far down. What's left of the pulley system that they had going on. The little shack or house would have been right here. And this says, open mine shaft. Danger, abandoned mine. So this is what's left, huh? Better vantage point view.
Good
Chef's side.
morning.
There's a barrel down there. We'll go check it out.
Yeah, we got some bullshit this morning.
Oh yeah, what do they call this? Nuclear waste. Oh wow, okay.
They gave me
It's got a strange color to it.
copyright,
Nothing abnormal. Definitely has a unique
but it
color.
was kind of weird.
Just rotting to time in the elements. It looks
They,
full of dirt.
they
and
wouldn't let
rocks.
me just trim
Trying
it
to see
out.
what's hot over
So
here. So this isn't too bad. Usually what they were looking for was
we're
that
on here
vinegar
till I
looking
can
color right
straighten
there.
out the other one.
So the Geiger counter is hitting over
Juice
here,
of
1.8.
Jews.
So this
They
is
just
where the
attacked
warship used to be. Obviously,
a
it's been
girls'
washed out with
school in
slash floods.
Iran, blew it up, killed
This has
60
definitely been cut and
girls,
deepened
teenage
since the
girls in
end of the
school.
80s. So this mining operation started literally in the boom of the uranium rush, 1954. They came out here and started mining the area. Some more infrastructure over here. Oh yeah, okay. I don't see no track, but it would definitely be for something, right? Some pipes sticking out here. Then there's that barrel we were just at earlier. Counter still looking decent. You have some more railing, right? Maybe for mining carts. The geology of the Chinle by itself is just insane. It's not hot.
Mm.
Escape.
Oh yeah, be careful now.
Well, the mine's around the corner here. We're in the
How's you
Chinle.
doing?
There's a
Sister
road right
Golden
here.
here was in
I
here.
thought this yellow layer would be a little bit more radioactive, but it's not.
No,
Seems
the
like there's a
yellow
dead tree over here
is
that just started disintegrating.
yellow
There's
cake.
a lot of it. As you can see right here.
And it's
These
all
are all
over the
pieces of
fucking
petrified wood.
place. It's all over the place. And
Hunter seems
that
to like
Colin
this stuff.
Powell bastard says, there you
Makes
go,
sense, though.
yellow
Definitely
cake.
has a yellow ginger look. Kind
Yeah.
of similar to yellow cake when it's fully
There you go.
processed, but
Oh, Saddam's
like it's
got
this
yellow
white layer.
cake. I'll
This
fill a
white layer
truck
that's
up
hot.
with it. I mean, it's
definitely
all
this
over the
yellow layer
place.
that has the petrified wood in it. Multiple pieces all over the place.
Always war pigging.
And the white layer is where the uranium is. So this entire area was scattered full of roads and mines and stuff like that from the Cold War era. So we're going
So you
continue
got
on
to
and
see
we'll
it
what we can find
firsthand.
out
You've
there in
been
the
with me
boonies.
for a while.
What time
You
is
know,
it?
when they attacked him, said he's got yellow cake.
All right, looks like we got to get going. But the real cost of the uranium rush wasn't measured in dollars. It was measured in lungs.
Yeah, the
and in land that would never fully
Indian
recover.
folks.
Across the American Southwest, miners worked underground with little protection and limited understanding of radiation exposure. Many spent long hours beneath radioactive dust, unaware of the long-term consequences. Lung disease followed.
And then their
Cancer
wives
followed.
would wash their
And when the Cold
clothes.
War moved on, the mines closed.
And then the
but the
wives
waste
would get
remained.
cancer.
Today, hundreds of abandoned uranium mines
Killed a
still
lot
dominate
of
lands
Indian
across
people.
this region. Cleanup continues decades later.
I returned to House Rock Valley, looking for my own private big one, not realizing how much I had learned. Meanwhile, I kept staking claims on any sign of surface reaction, wondering at the same time what I was doing out here.
This guy lines the pictures up really good. Look at that.
Old punch top. Schlitz, Coors. That looks like a arrowhead. And over here's another chip. Next to some of these rocks here. Long before the atomic age, people were already here. We're continuing up the Vermilion Cliffs. Up and up. I am sweating.
Don't take it too much because you'll stay rock hard all
Oh,
night.
that's right. I'll stay rock hard.
Yes, I'm dead serious.
I know you were what, 25 years old, talking about getting it up.
Pipe way out here. Probably getting spring water. It's no longer in use, obviously, but
Yeah, they polluted the water system
water is the most sacred thing out here.
on the
that's for
Navajo
sure.
res.
Okay, I'll continue up. Okay, we're back on the road. It's faint, but we're on it. So these uranium miners, they open
Oh,
up pretty
good
much a lot of
morning.
the
Good
Southwest,
morning.
especially
I
in Moab.
start the
A
day.
lot of
Good
those roads
morning with
nowadays
a
are
song.
mountain biking,
Oh,
jeep roads,
shoot.
but they're originally like this for uranium
71
mining.
in here.
The views are nice, man. Oh, what? I think we just stumbled upon something special. Look at that. Look at that. Ah, down below. That's beautiful. What is that, like a shaman? Here's another one.
I'm surprised they ain't all shot up.
What do we got right here? What is that? In the same rock layer that the miners tunneled into, ancient peoples gathered minerals for paint, tools, and ceremony. Not to export, not to weaponize, but to live with the land. These petroglyphs weren't accidents. They were messages left deliberately, meant to last. Is that natural? So many to choose from, and when you think you can't find any more, there's a little guy over here. Get a better close up of that. We have stumbled on a precious sight here. So that pipe is buried underneath this rock. You can kind of see it right there. We'll climb up and see how far it goes. Those Chin-Lee boulders. Just more sand dunes. My curiosity always gets to me, man. Just keep going over the hill. You'll find something, but up here, there's nothing. So we're going to go back down. Okay, we'll follow the pipe back down. Get to the bottom. Okay. What do we got here? Okay, I think we're going to go back just because we're out here by ourselves. There's one more. Wow, dude, they're just everywhere. And look what we have here. Not a Kirin, huh? I think that's another claim for uranium mining. Because this is on the Chin-Lee, then the Shinarump is below us, which is where that uranium usually is. So I think someone was going to use this area to mine. And all these petroglyphs, huh? It doesn't matter when you're making money, right? It doesn't matter when you're going to make thousands of dollars from claims of uranium. The sun is going down, man. But I'm like a kid in a candy shop over here. I keep wanting to find more. It's just more and more and more. I guess it's not all hopeless. Look at that chunk of petrified wood.
Ain't that pretty?
Oh, there's the tree. You can see the tree rings right here.
And they cut that.
That
Makes
is
some
an old
beautiful
tree.
jewelry.
Long before uranium, people came here to become part of the land, not to strip it, but to survive alongside it. During the atomic age, this same desert was carved apart to shape a world far beyond these cliffs.
Yeah.
The mines are closed.
Never to be
The fever
used.
faded. What
Except
remains is the
Hiroshima.
land. And the marks we've chosen to leave behind. Petroglyphs on the surface, shafts beneath it. Two very different messages written into the same stone. This is a little outtake of the video. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who supported me. I just hit 10,000 subscribers, and it's because of you guys. And I hope you're really enjoying these videos because I'm out here. I want to
I
show you
think
the
he's going to
sights,
do good. I
show
like
you
him.
the history of this amazing land that we
He's
live
better
in.
than that other
States.
faggot.
Life is beautiful, folks. All right, well, that's what I wanted to say. So thank you very much
So we'll
again.
check
Have a
out
good
some
day,
more.
guys.
It's so hot. I need to take off my coat.
This is how to
Like,
tell if your
shut
olive oil is fake.
Look at all the prickly plants.
You've been using olive oil wrong your whole life.
Whatever.
And
it's costing your health.
My grandkids
Okay,
been telling me I'm
okay.
aging in
Okay, I understand. Shut the fuck up. Here we go. So them copyrights were on
Like,
were on commercials. So that's a new thing. Oh well, we'll try to figure it out later. Oh yeah, come on now. Oh yeah, off-road. This is the guy from Utah. If that's a chimney, boy, that's a pretty sorry ass looking chimney. There we go, matey. What the hell was they
is
built?
full of choices. And what you choose to do in your free time is the most important. Luckily, my friend chooses
it?
adventure on his day off. So today, we want to see
Wow.
a few things we've never looked at before. Just over the state line is a little town of Franklin, Idaho. We found this one on Google Earth. There's a point of interest on the side of what's known as Little Mountain. We're headed to take a peek at Little Mountain Cave.
Going to Idaho.
We don't expect much, but we at least
I got it. I got you.
want to see it.
Idaho. Pretty country. Rolling grassy hills. Let's do this. Let's do that. Oh.
All right. Hey everybody, what's up? I'm here with my buddy Frank. Again. It's his birthday, and he wanted to go on an adventure. So we're going to try to find some cool stuff to do. We'll be in the Cache Valley for a minute. We're just in Idaho. I think we're in Franklin. Yep. In Franklin, Idaho, and then we're headed north. But we better go look at that cave first. This way, huh?
I'm really trying to improve my flexibility this year, so I asked ChatGPT to help me come up with a few stretches I can do every day. They're super easy to incorporate before or after a workout or before bed, and it only takes me 10 minutes.
Never drink this kind of water.
True or false? Drinking the wrong kind of water could actually make you gain weight.
That's true, but not for the reason you think.
Can you lose weight by just drinking water?
If it's the right kind of water, yes, but otherwise, no.
Can I gain weight from drinking alcohol?
Absolutely, but you might be surprised which ones might be safe. Party drink number 1. Choose dark red wine. The darker, the better. Now, this rich red color means it's loaded with polyphenols that can boost energy and help with your weight loss goal. Party drink number 2. Tequila C margarita, no. Sorry. There goes the weekend. If you do the darker tequilas, they're much better for you than the lighter. But pair it wisely, because what you eat next could unlock the real fat-burning magic. A study out of China took healthy volunteers and they put them on a 14-day water fast where they got nothing but water, with one exception. One group got 100 calories per day of prebiotic fiber. The folks who got the prebiotic fiber had no hunger, even with a 14-day water fast. Why? These guys were feeding their bacteria. The bacteria, in turn, sent GLP signals to the brain saying, hey, we're full. Our bacteria are perfectly capable of making that. That's how we discovered this hormone. So one of the keys for weight loss is you want to feed bacteria. It's remarkable how much this works. Does drinking water make you lose weight or gain it? The answer is pretty shocking. It turns out much of the water we buy in stores could actually be contributing to weight gain, common digestive issues, and even joint discomfort. However, there is one specific type of water I've seen people switch to that can absolutely transform their health for the better. And yes, drinking this kind of water can actually help you burn fat, sometimes dramatically. Now, people don't think this is possible from water, but I can tell you as a doctor who has not only helped thousands of people regain their health, but also as someone who has experienced it myself.
What are you doing, princess?
And when I show you these results, you are going to be amazed.
We're going to be amazed.
This orange line is obesity in America. As you can see, it started skyrocketing.
Copyright on that. Were you going up in your bed? Good girl. Oh, you can get patents. She did a good job. I trimmed her nails. She was a good girl. You was a good girl getting your nails trimmed. Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
I knew I heard some pigeons.
I put this car.
No, it looks like it just dead ends.
Oh, yeah.
I'll let you take a peek if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, your light does the flashing thing. So you got a strobe light. We might have to put a warning on this video. Bird poop. So don't kick around the pigeon poop around here.
You know, Steve and Andrea pinning the Atlas. They had some good lights that didn't flicker like that.
Guess we're calling this the pigeon cave.
Good girl, lady. She's over here wanting some petting this morning. It's a beautiful day. We got snow coming. Oh, you are a good girl. Pretty, pretty place. Lots of farms in the valley. A lot of them got water, some don't. I don't think they're gonna have. I think they'll have water this year, though. Oh. Volcanic lava tubes, millions of years old.
Call your internet provider and cancel your subscription.
Okay, I'll do that.
Destroy the entire internet service industry.
Yeah.
A former SpaceX engineer launched his own satellite and now lets you access.
Oh, he launched his own satellite. Damn.
Oh, I seen an abandoned building.
That is wild. He flew up on that.
We figured, what the heck? Let's look.
On that.
I didn't bring my flashlight.
Chimney. What the hell was the chimney made of? It wasn't brick.
Yeah, it's trash. There's graffiti everywhere. Now I can see what's upstairs. This is a big building.
I didn't see. What did he say this mine was?
Look how big that stack is. A Pontiac hubcap? Ooh. Anybody need one of those? It's right here. Yeah. We're just on the outskirts of Preston, Idaho.
Preston.
I don't know what kind of plant this is. I'll look it up.
I think that's upstate.
Now it's a garbage and graffiti plant. There's another view of the smokestack. Wow. If you've ever driven to Preston, Idaho, you have probably noticed an old abandoned factory next to the highway. This was the Franklin County Sugar Company.
Yeah. Well,
it opened in 1920.
Sugar
it processed
beets.
sugar beets into sugar.
Oh, no shit.
Transporting their sugar beets to other
That
parts
is
of the valley.
a weird chimney.
Local farmers and investors built this independent sugar factory. It operated until 1962. And the Franklin County Sugar Company closed its doors.
You know what happened?
Many farmers stopped growing sugar beets after that, still not willing to transport their sugar beets to other parts of the valley.
You know what happened? I bet you any money. High fructose corn syrup. No, actually, it would have been a little later than that, like 70. But that is a weird, weird chimney, man. I've never seen a chimney made like that. That's concrete. Yeah, Carol covered it. Iran sent some, look at that. Yeah. Concrete. Carol, Iran put a couple of missiles into military bases. What did the Jew do? The Jew put them into fucking girls' school. Blew up 60 girls. We can go watch if you want.
While we're here, we better check this puppy out.
I went in there and I was reading the comments, man. There was not one person in there backing this shit up. Read the comments on YouTube to give you an idea what really real human beings want. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying she did a couple videos.
Be careful of the ice.
Well, you go near that chimney, the opening, it'll suck you in. It'll hook my coal stove to that thing. Holy macaroni. We'd have heat like you wouldn't believe. We're doing good. 71 in here today. It says 40 outside, which is accurate. My computer says 39 already.
Somehow or another.
Good morning. What's going on? You all done digging out? I know Providence ain't done digging out.
I guess I'll let you guys look.
Wimp.
Do you have a magic wand?
Way down over here, too. Well, there's a lot of underground chambers in here.
Oh, this.
Because there's another one right over there. Another hole.
Do I have a magic wand?
Wow. What's that? Like a big old tub, big old water tub, you think?
That might be trash, but I don't want to say it. I can do the water here.
Yeah, maybe that was part of the
Magic
plan.
wand. No. I just got a good bag of coal. As simple as that.
Yeah, I'm not climbing down in the trash bin.
Stove's performing the way it should. It's just a coal.
But look at this scary place. More haulage.
What is this place? You know, I stepped outside. I don't know if it's a mine. Oh, no, it's sugar beets.
Do you dare?
So they used to process sugar beets here, make sugar.
There's graffiti up there, so somebody's up there.
And this is Idaho, where they grew a lot of sugar beets. And then they send them here for processing. And I think he said it closed in 1962. I was thinking high fructose corn syrup
Okay, we didn't fall through
killed
the
it.
floor yet.
But I don't know if you know that a lot of the sugar you buy is sugar beets, not cane sugar.
Somebody left their paint tray. There it is. There it is. Yeah, there's probably some fingerprints on there.
You know what I find is they usually don't leave all their spray cans behind. Ain't that something? We're in Idaho.
Think this door opens? I don't see anything too exciting up there.
And I think this is about the time Idaho took over potato capital of the country. I think Maine was right up there. I think they were right up there.
This kind of felt squishy right there.
Oh, yeah.
It is. There's so much garbage in that hole. Tires.
More trash, huh?
Wood.
More trash.
Oh, well. Did you get done digging out?
Okay, that's it. Let's get out of here.
37 inches
We'll
in
go find more
Providence.
stuff.
Why does olive oil seem healthier? Number 3,
I think this was one of the
If you
copyrights I
can
got.
find organic.
Beautiful blue sky out there. We got 40 degrees here, Laura. Still got a lot of snow. Water, precious
Now we've traveled
water.
even further north to the little town of Soda Springs. But as soon as we got there, we knew this wasn't going to go as planned.
Good.
There's a river coming down the road.
These fences are remarkable, I think.
True. Yeah, this is the hiking trail. We'll see how this works out.
Wow.
This
Precious
is the
water.
alternate route, I think. Yeah, I don't have my gloves. I didn't bring my chest waders. Well, I don't know if this little adventure is gonna work.
Good morning.
That's our trail.
How are you
It
doing?
looks like a swamp. Not today.
Ladies happy
It's
as
nice
can
to see some
be.
green though. Yeah, because it looks pretty swampy over there still.
Yeah. If you go to YouTube and you watch, read the comments, there are a lot of pissed off people asking, what the fuck are we doing? Well, we've been hoodwinked into this bullshit. Yeah, well, you know, I don't call blowing up 60 children,
Okay, here we
60
go.
girls in a school too strong.
He's all, let's see what happens to you.
Who did it first, though? You think so?
Let's see how it looks, I guess.
Yeah, Gerald Ford is there, and they suspect the Marines on board didn't want no part of this bullshit and destroyed the toilets.
Oh, back to the swamp.
So I don't know if you've seen that video.
So I don't know if all this flooding is
Oh,
just
that's
something
fine.
that happens in the winter, or if this is the new norm. I think we partially made it.
Whatever it is, I'd like to see my country be in peace for a while, not sticking their nose into places they shouldn't be. And they said, one of them said the Marines, they think some of the Marines destroyed it. They don't want no part of this. The military people do not want any part of this bullshit.
I think these all used to be full of water, big pools from the spring.
I guess it don't matter. They're going to do what they're going to do.
Crazy. This is a big spring.
And they can't whip it out and piss over the side either.
This one was a deep one.
Oh. I don't have TikTok.
There's a bunch of cobwebs on them rocks. I wonder if they have a spider
That's
problem.
all old lava, millions of years old.
Oh. She's all right there. In the little alcove.
Yeah.
This would have been another deep one.
And
Here's some more of them vines we seen earlier, Frank.
Oh, you mean the machine gun?
This has to be the most powerful smartwatch the world has ever seen. Just pop it on your wrist and in 3
the
seconds,
Gatling gun.
it accurately tracks.
I forgot what they call that.
We got some green down here.
We had a 3-barrel 30 millimeter on the A10s.
Crazy. That would have been awesome to see it full of water.
So when it was my turn, I talked to the pilot. And
there's another ledge down there from another pool. I see another one over.
Find the target out in the impact area. You like the sound effect?
There's a tree growing out of there.
Brutal. Good old coffee house. Maybe that's what we should call it, a coffee house instead of a room.
It might go. You might be able to get out through here. It might tie together. Maybe.
Yeah, all in 1978, you probably weren't even born. I joined because I bought into the shit. I ran. Ammo and coffee.
When the pioneers found this spring in the late 1800s, most of the pools were already dried up.
1983.
Water will find the path of least resistance. Eventually, the water found a different way around.
It's a young one. You got no school today, so that's good. You are? Dinner tonight, my friend's husband's birthday. Nice. What do you think you're going to have? Man, I tell you what. I normally don't say much, but I got this pack of 1 pound of Hamburg from Walmart, and it was absolutely disgusting. I am starting to believe they are putting human meat in the fucking Hamburg at Walmart. Some new fancy place. I was so disgusted. Donovan was a pretty big music artist in the 60s, 70s. But when they call it supper club, everything's expensive. So let's hope you have a good time. Get yourself some fried catfish, maybe. That's all my buddy eats is catfish. That's a dobro that he's playing. You're not going to the famous lobster place? Hey, I met a local yesterday. I stopped in to get a slice of pizza on a day out. And this fella was shooting the shit with me. Nice guy. Very nice. I tell you, not everyone's bad here. It was really, we're talking about the old days and what Maine was like and dirt roads that are now paved.
Frank will be better prepared next time because there's still something here we need to see. So we'll be back. Put your finger over that. Every adventure with Frank gets a burger. Wait, we corrected. Well, we did find a road with some snow on it.
Damn.
But we don't know where it goes. Besides east.
They have tomahawks,
we need
steel
to say
thing.
thanks to Frank and wish him a happy birthday.
I'm not sure what that means.
Because how many people do you know?
I know what a
that
tomahawk
use their day
is.
off for adventure. Don't leave yet. Give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and leave a comment. Or take it a step further and push the join button and become a member and get your name on this list. But
Big state.
Thank you
Oh,
for taking the
I
time
get
to
it.
watch this video. And don't
Probably
forget,
a steak with the bone in
take the long way home.
for $49.95. Man, that I still can't get over that hamburger. I'm telling you, folks, don't buy your meats there. Absolutely disgusting. It wasn't spoiled. And some guy on radio last night, I was telling him, and he's trying to tell me, "Oh, it's you left it in there and you didn't take care of it." I'm like, "Fuck off! This shit had fucking human being in it." All right, let's go. Let's go down to a ghost town where people still live.
I've been building out my capsule wardrobe and recently bought this pair of black slacks. I needed some inspiration for.
Okay, let's see where this is going to go.
How to wear them, so I asked ChatGPT to
I
help
can
me.
tell you,
It was so useful to brainstorm how to wear them.
I always got good meat out west. Chicken was expensive, but beef was pretty cheap. So I hope you have a good time. You taking your daughter?
Today I am deep in the Bradshaw Mountains of Arizona, visiting a town called Crown King. Crown King was once a booming gold town.
She doesn't want to go. Oh boy. Kind of that age where kids don't want to do much with their parents anymore, I guess.
And these days it's down to a population of about 100.
They brought millions of dollars worth of gold ore out of the Crown King mine.
And he pulled out of a sock or whatever it was, some gold. And I'm like, oh shit.
See all the movies and stuff with the bad men and the shootouts and all that, but people actually had to get along and help each other.
This little town has been saved, I don't know how many times by the finger of
Look
God.
at that.
We're one of the few that's still
All right, hold on.
like the old Wild West. I need you to put Crown King on the map.
We're going to go in there.
I'll have to look at it later.
Like living here, hopefully learn some history.
You see how difficult it is to just maneuver around here.
Very bumpy, but back in the late 1800s, this was a railroad that an impossible railroad because of.
You know, it's funny. That's what I was talking to the guy about
3,000 feet
railroad, and they would come in late 50 miles of railroad track.
7 to 10 of them every 2 miles, and it was just a huge
Use them
feat even to get the rail here, get all the gold out,
and then
These
pull it
days,
out.
The rail has been ripped up, and it's a dirt road, but it's kind of a badge of honor in the off-road community to ride on this road.
What a nice ride this would be, though. Wow, Ponderosas.
The reason I originally knew about Crown King was a volunteer that we had at Cerro Gordo, the abandoned mining town I live in, named Red, lived up here, and he was always going on and on about Crown King.
What's going on in Florida? Anything good?
Just over a year or so, but I'm hoping Red's here and he can show us around some things as well. Crown King. So let's go learn what it's all about to live up here in Crown King. So I typically live in an abandoned mining town in California called Cerro Gordo, and I've been living up there for the past 6 years, trying to restore the place. You know, working on the buildings, learning the history.
Wow, that's what the hotel looks like. Just built that.
We're at 8,500 feet in elevation, and so
That's
a
a
lot of
quiet
time you're just looking out a
spring
window
break.
at snow. So I decided this winter I was
There's
going to take a road trip. I
nothing
was
for
going to
kids
visit
to do.
different mining towns across the United States to learn
You got
what they're doing
curfew?
there, to get some inspiration and to meet some people that have been living in those towns for a long time. So that's what brings me here to Crown King
You got
today.
a curfew?
The general store right next to fire station, right next to the saloon that's moved 3 different times to get here. And so today we're going to try to
No kidding.
wander in all these different ones and meet some different folks, learn about the history here, learn about the future of the town and all of
Most
that.
of us stay home.
Better understand what it's like living up here.
It's not
with the
safe.
Bradshaws.
Well,
Okay, these donuts
Yeah.
are damaged, so they have to be eaten.
Okay.
And there's coffee right here.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you some things.
Okay. The village of Crown King rests in a basin of the central Arizona mountains, the Bradshaws, surrounded by 13 peaks of this spur of the Rocky Mountains. Scenery is picturesque, wooded, rocky, and threaded with mountain streams. Fabulous amounts of gold, silver, and lead were taken from the mines in this vicinity in the 1880s. Now, all that remains of the sources of these vast fortunes are gaping shafts and derelict buildings. Hey, buddy. How are you?
puppy dog.
Oh, here's some photos of the rail line we just came in on. Oh, hey, buddy. Sorry.
So this is the road we came up?
This is the road that we just came up on when it was a railroad. That's cool.
What's the one at the top there?
It's the town.
Is that the saloon?
It's Crown King. So that's where the road that we came in on.
I have a 52-year history here. My dad started coming here when I was 10 years old, and he brought us up the back way from Lake Pleasant, which is now a Badge of Honor trail for Jeeps. It's 32 miles, but it takes 6 hours to get here in a big vehicle. Side by sides, 3. And that's how I learned to drive, because
Up here on these roads, you learned how to drive.
when I was 10, because I'd have to sit in between my mom and dad because I would get so car sick. And he would, that's how I learned how to shift. He built a cabin up there. They liked it so much, they bought the general store in the 80s, and we ran it for 10 years. And all my children were born here, except for one. And my oldest son is 43 next month, and he lives here as well.
Damn, she's a
And
good
he
looker
lives
for
about 2
her
miles
age.
up, and he is a builder here in Crown. There were investors that bought up all the summer homes and turned them into Airbnbs. So that cut into my business as well as the other cabin rentals in town. So I opened the Mercantile, and I like it.
Are there many young folks around here?
No, we want young folks. Please come to Crown King. Tell them about your schoolhouse.
There's 9 kids and 2 teachers because we're half the school. It goes through kinder through 8th, and I'm in 8th and he's in 6th.
What is there to do for fun as like a kid around here?
Just ride around on our mini bikes and stuff like that. Yeah, hang out with our friends and just get in trouble, I guess.
No way.
Yeah. You guys, have you seen some videos?
This reminds me of Baumgartner, Idaho.
Oh, that's awesome. We got
There's a small place there open during the summer only, deep in the woods.
What are they talking about?
4-wheel drive to get there.
Cerro Gordo.
How did they know that?
I make videos, and the videos are pretty
And they saw
they're pretty popular. Yeah.
I need you to put Crown King on the map. So gold is at a record high. Okay, back when that railroad was running, they brought millions of dollars worth of gold ore out of the Crown King mine. That's when it was $17 an ounce. Okay, it's $5,000. Why aren't they doing something?
What's the deal with that now? Is it closed,
And
collapsed?
all the mines are totally privately owned.
Yep.
Okay, the only one that did open for a while, it opened twice back in the 80s when my folks owned the store. Was the Gladiator mine.
Okay.
And then it opened about, I want to say 10 or 12 years ago. But it's a gamble because you got to get these investors, and you know, some of it works, some of it doesn't. There's different mines. So the way it happened here is back in the 1880s.
Yeah.
They all came from like Illinois, Pennsylvania, and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, they were looking for placer gold, and they'd find the placer gold in the creeks. And then I don't know how, but then they'd figure out where they're going to start digging. There's mines everywhere. Now, this restaurant over here, this is where the depot. So the train would come in here.
Okay.
And there was a turnaround up there. So the Crown King mine is directly behind us here.
Okay.
About 3 miles up.
Yeah.
But in order to get there, they had what they were called the putt-putt carts. So they're the little carts that go like this.
Yeah.
And there's a house down there. It's red. You can see the red of it down there. It's called the 1904 house. And that's where they used to store those putt-putt cars.
Oh, cool. So the trains come in here, turn around here, and then go back.
Yep. And they would load the ore up over here.
Yeah.
And that's going to tell you a lot about that.
Okay. And of the buildings that are in town, you said the saloon has moved twice or 3 times. And which what are any of the buildings still where they were?
This one and that one.
Okay, got it. Understood.
And that's it.
And so the saloon they move depending on where the current mine was mining. That makes sense.
It's a bit of a rigmarole to get in there. Hang on.
Some nice harmonica to play in there.
Cool. Yeah, love that. That's great. Wow. So we just gotta look inside the historical society here, and it's really cute. You know, they got a lot of things from back in the day. They're actually moving it from this little building behind us up into a forestry building, which will be exciting. But they have old artifacts from the mining era, different artifacts from the railroad that came up here, and all sorts of stuff. And I love that when I go to these towns that kind of celebrate the history that was there. And so once it moves, it's going to be really nice. But check it out, Crown King Society. And we've heard a tip that we got to check out the schoolhouse. 10 students, 12 students.
9, 10.
About 9 or 10 students. There's about 9 or 10 students at the school. So imagine how small that is. It better get along with your schoolmates. So towns like this are interesting, right? There's the original buildings. There's buildings that have moved a couple times. And this building apparently is where they kept all of the kind of like push carts where they would take the ore from the mine down to the railroad depot here. So they call this like the 1912 house or something like that. This is one of the original houses here. And you can see still where the road was and where the track would have been. So this is the school. So imagine spending 10 years of your life with the same 10 kids inside this building. It's just small town living. But it's interesting, again, like this wasn't mining town. This could have just gone away to nothing. But I think given the beautiful nature around here,
That's pretty cool, man.
Resort place, and then eventually
Pretty safe there, all.
School. There are no Fridays in Crown King.
And that's probably school where your daughter didn't get out of bed. The whole school would go over to your house and wake her up.
We used to lease the cafe and the saloon for like 5 years beforehand. Before then, I've worked in the saloon and the switchback my entire life. I was like cooking at like 11 years old, you know. When I was a kid, we had no telephones up here. There was a party line between the Forest Service, the saloon, and the general store, and that was it. So all of us that communicated up here, we used CB radios. We didn't really have TV until DirecTV came out with small DirecTV dishes. So we grew up playing in the woods and playing in the creeks and building rock forts and stuff like that, which is cool. But we get people from all over, even all over the world, which is surprising to me. I'm like, you come to the United States, and how did you hear of Crown King to come visit, you know?
This is pretty
but
cool,
those
man.
people, they want to come see the Wild West, and we're one of the few that's still towns that's like the old Wild West. I'm actually kind of scared for the next 10 years of Crown King. A lot of our old timers that know a lot of the little secrets or the little things that keep our town running, like our water. I'm just scared for it in a way, you know. I want to keep it this small town feel, and like right now, all the owners of all the businesses are kids from people that were here 20 or 30 years ago. Like our parents all owned something up here, and I think that's kind of cool. I'd hate to see somebody sell out to somebody, and no offense to any Californian or somebody that's not really from here, and kind of change the whole atmosphere. So as of right now, we're still pretty good. But that's kind of what I fear the most, is that some of the people are getting older and are just going to sell and don't really care to who.
So it's always kind of like a balancing act in these towns between, the new and the old. And I love the story of the saloon, the fact that this saloon has been moved 3 different times from the big mines to the big mines, and that it's still here. It gives it kind of that authentic feel. And at Cerro Gordo, I'm putting a bar into the hotel that we're building, and that bar is coming from Texas, so it's moved from place to place to place. And so you see that often in these old western towns, the bar's moving around, and I love it. It gives it more context, it gives it a little bit more meaning. I think that's important in a town like this to preserve that. That's why the town was established to begin with.
Brent Underwood.
Yeah.
Brent.
Tony.
Chris.
Nice to meet you.
Right.
Heard that you, and they said that you're the man to talk to.
Well, I don't know. My great-grandfather came here in 1887. He was a banker from Illinois. And long story short, he came to Prescott because the Lynx Creek Classic was going and all. He was looking for something to invest in. And he bumped into these guys that had the Crown King mine. And he invested in that. I started out working in the mines when I was 18. Wow. And I was a mucker.
Okay, yeah. I know the mucker, taking out all the hot rock.
I mean,
yeah.
You see all the movies and stuff with the bad men and the shootouts and all that, but people actually had to get along and help each other to make it happen, And that's the way that things really got, and that's kind of the way it is today around this town here anyway. People help each other out.
Doing real good. How are you?
Oh, I think I'm all right.
We're going to check out photos this year. Oh, yeah.
Wonder how they get the electricity.
His name was George P. Harrington. Wow, George P. Harrington. He was the banker of Illinois, and he
ran the Crown King for a
he
while.
ran the Crown King, the Oroville. There are several others around here. Yeah. And then this was my grandfather. There.
Yeah. Wow, see, your family and ties run pretty deep here. Then.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool talking to that guy yesterday
Oh, wow. You've probably seen this
about
already.
here in Maine, China, what China was like 60 years ago, 50 years
back
ago.
road from Lake Pleasant to here, and then he shows me. Okay, well, this is. I get out. I don't even have my pants on yet. And I get out of bed, and he's like, "I'm stuck going the back road to Crown King," and I'm like, oh, "Okay." And we get down there. I'm like, "There's probably a way he can get up here." And he pointed out one downhill from us, and he's like, "Well, there's this one," and I'm like, "Well, there's probably another one." And I look up, and I'm like, "There it is." And he could have winched up the whole time, but it worked out.
I like it out here. I like the freedom of and all that. I don't have stoplights.
So we're seeing a lot of downtown, but a lot of the locals actually live up in the hills surrounding downtown. So there's almost 300 or so homes around here. So we're going to try to look up in these hills and see what it's actually like to live here outside of the downtown that everybody else looks at.
What's this here?
It's the church. Like up here, we're climbing up in the hills towards the old mine, and so this is the church. It's got a little steeple wide. It's nice. I feel like it's church and a school. I think in the sense of it's actually a community, not just like a vacation place. Crown King is full of dirt roads, and I've been on a lot of dirt roads and a lot of highways on this road trip visiting different ghost towns. And something that's made a huge difference has been like tires. It's pretty much the easiest thing you can do for a truck to get it to perform at its full capabilities. And I've been running the Nitto Terra Grappler G3s. And they're just awesome. Now, I spend a lot of time driving on dirt, and these tires have performed better than any others that I've ever used. You got a new tread design on them, get you where you need to go on the dirt. They're still good on the pavement. So if you're looking kind of for that dual capability in any tire, check them out.
He's got a broken lug.
So we're climbing up the hills above Crown King. We're looking for the Crown King mine, and that's the mine
Or a
that
missing lug.
a boom town. And since it's been privately owned and it's developed into cabins, but I wanted to at least get the perspective of what it was like getting the ore from way up here down to the town itself. So we're getting as close as we can to the original mine, just to give the perspective of how hard it was to actually get the ore out of here. So looking at the old USGS maps, this is the location of the original Crown King mine. You can see a little bit of the dirt they would have pulled out of the mine, some of the tailings. These days, it's developed into more cabins, and it's almost like nothing was ever here. And it's wild to think that, you know, this mine...
That's all waste rock right there.
Coming up here, millions of dollars worth of ore, and you can just easily pass it by and not look twice if you're forgetting about it. It's an interesting contrast to other mining towns I've been to, because usually they make the old main mine the feature of the town, whereas here, the mine is kind of almost obscured, and you're right on the road here. So we'll put up a drone, we'll give you kind of the perspective into the downtown, but this is what built Crown King, but what continues Crown King is kind of the legacy.
Look at the trails in
right
this
here.
place.
Now what is happening down in town with all the shops and everything.
He worked in Alaska, running heavy equipment. He knows about the mines.
Oh,
He's
man.
shy, but I told him you can help him out.
Yeah.
His name's Rick.
Hey, Rick, how's it going? Brent.
His
Chris,
brother
nice to meet
ran the dredge
Good
on
karma.
Gold Rush for Tony Beats.
Oh, cool.
I've been coming up here since the 50s. My folks had property up here. They had a cabin over at Horse Thief Basin. Store's still here. Saloon's still there. And stuff from there. I don't know if you... I'm looking at a piece. You're down kind of a hole here.
Is the working, can you still see the workings up there, or are they covered in well?
Well, most of the workings up there has been hauled off for road fill.
Okay.
But, you know, there's just a dump, but it's off up in there. And then you see that house up there, that's Jay's.
Okay.
But he just sold out. But then you get up on top, there's Lincoln that way, and then Gladiator, and Del Pasco is about there, just that little saddle the other side of the towers.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go all the way around, and you can come down the towers mountainside.
Okay.
My mom, dad, they told me stories when the oil belt shut down. They just left everything, and the mess hall, the plates were still on the on racks between vandals and just old age.
Yeah.
Vandals will get into something like that, and they'll just rip this shit out of it looking for a flake of gold.
Yeah.
That was when the store was built in 1904.
I'm about to, because I'm in it.
That's really cool.
But they had good wood to work with back then.
Yeah.
Not the garbage that we're overpaying for now.
Yeah.
Oh, no
That
shit.
wall right there, to that wall right there.
$7
was the
for a
original
2x4.
store in 1904. Just this room right here. And the stove was right there. And it was there until
That's the metal.
the 1970s.
What
It
a
was-
beautiful
'cause That
stove.
was the heat. And it was there until the 1970s, and the fire marshal and the health department came along and said, you can't have the stove out in the middle of the...
Even out here, you got terrorism like that. Fucking stove there for 100 years, and here's some overpaid scumbags coming in saying shit like this. Amazing.
And each one has a box. In this case, he's already pulled his little yellow slips. If you've got a yellow slip, it's your turn to get a package. That's that. So we still operate as a normal post office per se. You know what? Believe it or not, day to day can be different every day. You never know what kind of groups are going to roll into town. You know, randomly you'll have a group of 50. The next day you might have 2. You just never really know. There's also usually an incident where somebody might get stuck, somebody might break down, and you end up going to your own house and getting your own tools and helping somebody else out. And now your whole day is, you know, about helping somebody else and paying it forward. That's
Nice.
one of the blessings. It's amazing the amount of things that we see people do for each other and we get to do for them. You still got to find out where you fit in. So once I figured out, you know, got into bartending and started figuring out
where I was at, where people respected me or didn't. You have to earn your respect. It's very old school. You earn your respect by showing, obviously. And that's one of the things that I really love about this place is that you actually have to prove yourself. You're not just given credit.
The real serious mining, the up here about 2 miles out of town, there's used to be a Forest Service monument, and I don't know what happened to it. Campers used it for firewood or something, unfortunately, but it was called Bradshaw City.
Okay.
And it was a tent city, but there was 5,000 people living there.
Jesus
The most
Christmas.
people ever here was actually Bradshaw City, and it was all tents. And the saloon, that was built down at the Alexandria, which is about 10 miles down the mountain.
Okay.
And then they took it apart, and they moved it to Orabelle, which is about 9 miles over the other way. And then in 1906, they took it apart the third time.
Arizona,
and brought
not
it up here
Idaho.
and reassembled it. That's why if you go in there, there's 3 layers of floors.
Okay, we're gonna go check out Joe's spot, see what stuff Red left behind. But they're meeting a lot of locals. That's great.
That must be it right there. It was rusty. Wow, tailgate works. How weird.
Wow, real strong box. $38 degree, 50. Whoa. Next couple of days.
An actual fire department since 1980. We are the only defense until help arrives.
Yeah. They are the ones that can either help get you on a life flight out of here or keep you breathing until somebody else can. Yeah. So regardless of what it is, these guys are on scene immediately. Talk to it. I was like, yeah, right there.
How's this thing do on the roads around here?
This doesn't actually do too bad.
Yeah.
We do have a water tender as well. That's about the same size as this, but holds 3 times the amount of water. This was made by our fleet mechanics. So this is
We 46 degrees.
job right here. So
My computer said 39. I would say it's 40.
Wow. I think you get up all these roads on here pretty easy then.
Made a huge difference in our response time.
Yeah.
So this little town has been saved, I don't know how many times by the finger of God. You know, just coming down and saying, nope, not
42.
today. But you look up on the hill over here.
I think you're going to have a warm day today.
All the dead trees and whatnot. See how it's super bare compared to what's going on right here. So that was the Lane 2 fire, and that was a big fire that swept up, came up the hill.
I couldn't even imagine living there when seeing flames.
Right about in that area,
like I did in the Bitterroot.
because the wind was blowing.
Kind of
this way,
same
and all
deal.
of a sudden the winds just shifted and blew it back on itself and put itself out.
Kind of same deal. Frank Church Wilderness, no return fire. My last night we were there, my dog was coughing and sneezing. I was choking. I said, that's it. We don't quit.
Am I gonna make it? Yes.
But when I called in on the radio, they said, pack your stuff and be here by 11, 12
So
o'clock
we're headed to the Acid
at the
House.
latest. Don't go nowhere. Don't go anywhere.
Very big piece of history for Crown King, and it's
Oh, no kidding.
supposedly haunted.
Shoo them away now so they don't come when you got your garden going.
Your surroundings.
And how much
A lot
snow
of
did you
people are
get?
so self-absorbed and ignorant to what they have to utilize at their fingertips. I was guilty as well when I lived in Phoenix. But living here and having to utilize your resources shows you how much you really do have at your fingertips, and it is okay to ask for help. I don't know if Tony was saying, but
Prescott
this place has always been. I
no
can
way.
help anybody on this mountain, whether you think you get along or not, and
I
they would
wasn't
show
far
up at your
from
door,
you.
or you could walk into theirs, and they would help you. You may not be their best friend, but it's a community, and at the end of the day, everybody works together, because it's not gonna keep going if people don't put in the effort
There you go.
to keep it going. So with us taking over the store, that's part of what I want to do,
About
is
20
get it
inches
back
with
to that
the-
warm feeling. When you walk in the door, I want it to feel warm. I want it to feel
Yeah.
homey. I want to make it feel
Yeah,
like you would
we
send your
had like
6-year-old down
5
to the
inches
store
that night,
by
I'm going to
himself and let him
say.
buy a candy
But
bar
we
and
had
know that
some
the
big
whole town is
winds up
watching
here, but
and rooting
nothing
over
like
him.
what happened down in Mass and
My
Rhode
kids do
Island.
that, but I'm so
My
close to town.
goodness.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with it because my parents are on the other end and I work in between. You know, it's kind of a different situation for me. Whereas somebody from off the hill, they may not feel comfortable because they don't get that feeling. If we don't all work together, this place is gonna take over us. The whole everything. Everybody. It's just gonna
I
run us
can't
over.
believe they got that forest right up. Damn.
And that was Crown
It's
King.
pretty scary.
This whole road trip, the idea is to visit other mining towns that are under different stages of
Yeah, they're still
restoration,
digging
whether it's
out
fully abandoned
Fall
or fully
River and
restored. And I think
Providence.
is a great mix where there's a really strong community here. There's still 100 people that live up here. They all still really care about the history of this place. There's still people here that participated in the mining, and their families go back and back and back. And I think here is half the excitement of coming up here. So learned a lot here, have a lot to think about as far as Cerro Gordo goes and what I'm going to do back there. And this road trip is going to continue. I have every state in the country hopefully ahead of me to learn a lot more things. I'll be taking notes the whole time. Hope you guys follow along. Hope you guys subscribe. Come check out Crown King. Come to this saloon that's moved 3 times. And until then, hope you guys have a great week.
The Tomahawk.
Hey, Holmes, find me a 3-bedroom home in Atlanta, near a Whole Foods.
What time is it? All right. Missile Silo, Homestead. What do you want to do next? Anybody? All sent me an email. I'll go check that right now. Yeah, I know the coast was battered with 70, 80 mile an hour winds. I got, I think Tuesday we're supposed to have a storm come up here that might wreak havoc in the south. What do we got? High of 44 today, low at 21. Sunday, chance of snow into Sunday night. Mostly sunny, high near 44, south wind 10 to 15 mile an hour gust in the 25. I haven't seen none yet. Increase of clouds, a 50% chance of snow, high near 28. And then we get this other one coming Tuesday night, Wednesday. So that's what I got going on. And then the nighttime low Monday night, 4 degrees. So we're at least 1 degree on Sunday night. But we're starting to warm up here, 26 Tuesday night. And it says rain to snow likely. Rain on Wednesday. So this is going to be really caca. We like to see the snow. We don't like to see the rain. Makes for a muddy mess. That's what I got. And menu. Here we go. This is Alt's where she's going to have dinner tonight. Oh boy. Steak and eggs. Salt cured farm egg yolks. Boursin cheese, pomegranate balsamic reduction. Cold water lobster sushi rolls, crumbled chive, avocado, chili, something. Reduction, wasabi. I don't see the word lobster in the ingredients. I think you in a high-end place here, Ro, if you're still listening. Lobster bisque. Cheese straw. I don't know what that. Parmesan cheese straw. I don't know what that means. If it's done right, lobster bisque can be really good. It's been a long time. Chicken thighs, $26. Heritage Black Angus filet mignon, yeah, $46. Overrated. I take, I think, ribeye any day of the week. Well, you got a shrimp, scallops, crawfish, a Dooley sausage, French Quarter cream sauce, blistered pepper and onions, Mariga pasta, elk chops. Wow, you look like you got some good stuff there to munch on. Let me go see. I can't see you. Laura's Egg McMuffin, excellent. Yeah, I would like, what the fudge do you order off of this thing? It looks pretty extravagant. I hope you have a good time. Look it over and read it while you're here, you know, while you're at home, and do the best you can. You might tell them, people, why don't we just go to this other place, the lobster place? Anyway, I hope you have a good time. We don't get out. I think the last time I went out to eat was well, that had been 3 years ago. Josh and I went to this place.
Did you know the color
in Augusta, which used to be a pretty good
of your urine can reveal what even your A1C test can't? I'm going to show you a home trick.
What do you
that
call
forces your
that?
body to flush the insulin-eating parasite out through
Chinese buffet. But I tell you something, folks, you be real careful buying Walmart meat, unless it's a solid piece of meat. I wouldn't buy the fucking hamburger no more. That was disgusting. I don't know what the frig they put. I think they're putting human body parts in it myself, but that's me. Let's go do another history. I mean, I looked at it. I'm like, what would you order? I didn't say that. You did. I don't know what you could order. Fried egg, Canadian bacon, chopped cheese on English muffin. Wonderful. Sounds really good. Cooper chopped cheese. I don't even know where to get Canadian bacon. But I might do an egg here. Lee's Ferry. Let's go.
December 1871. John D. Lee rides into a remote corner of the Arizona desert, a wanted man, a fugitive from a dark past. Once a trusted aide to Brigham Young,
Brigham
he now seeks
Young.
isolation at the mouth of the Paria River, where he will carve out a settlement that bears his name. But before the river, before the ferry, Lee's life was marked by violence, betrayal, and one of the most infamous massacres in the West.
Mountain Meadow Massacre.
More than 120.
I don't know what he's going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what I know. So the people of his community dressed up as Indians. They went and massacred a wagon train. They left a few people to run and get help from the cavalry. The Indians never did a fucking thing. And then the cavalry came and they massacred the Utes. I think they were the Utes. We'll see. Wow, Mountain Meadow Massacre.
Men, women, and children lost their lives in a single, calculated attack. And Lee's role would follow him forever. John Doyle Lee is remembered as the first permanent settler at the Paria and the man who operated the ferry that would later bear his name. In truth, Jacob Hamblin had crossed the Colorado River at the Paria years earlier, in 1864, but it was Lee who ultimately carved out a lasting presence there.
This is a hell of a story.
Before his
if he
exile
tells
to the
it,
river,
right?
Lee was a key figure in Mormon colonization across southern Utah. He helped establish Parowan, New Harmony, and later the Dixie settlements around today's St. George. Over the years, he served as a farmer, a judge, and a legislator. Most importantly, he was Brigham Young's trusted clerk, so close to the church president that he was considered an adopted son. But Lee didn't end up at the Paria by choice. By then, it had become a lonely refuge for a wanted man. His path to the river was marked by violence and tragedy, tied directly to his role in one of the darkest moments in Western history. To understand how Lee reached that point, you have to step back into the late 1840s. Thousands of Latter-day Saints pushed west during 1847 and 1848, fleeing violent persecution in Missouri and Illinois.
Yeah.
When they reached the Salt Lake Valley, they worked quietly to build new communities and petition Congress to recognize a massive new state, the state of Deseret, stretching across what would eventually become 9 modern states. By 1851, Brigham Young had been appointed governor of the new Utah Territory. His leadership over such a large region, combined with national outrage over Mormon polygamy, fueled tension with Washington. To take control over the territory, President Franklin Pierce sent Judge William Drummond to Utah in 1855. Drummond, a non-Mormon, quickly scandalized the Saints by abandoning his family, arriving with a prostitute he claimed as his wife, and openly drinking and gambling. His relationship with Brigham Young soured immediately. Drummond authority above the United Constitution. When he eventually fled Utah, he did so with deep hostility, and he made sure Washington heard his version of events. His reports fed the growing national debate over Mormonism, polygamy, and states' rights. Republicans, led by famed explorer John C. Fremont, condemned polygamy as one of the twin relics of barbarism.
Did you know eating garlic is the most important step? Most people think garlic is already powerful. It's not.
Getting
Raw garlic is
copyright.
the unfinished version. There's an old Eastern European tonic that...
I don't think they like us.
Rumors that Utah was in open rebellion escalated quickly. In 1857, President James Buchanan halted the mail service into the territory, effectively cutting off communication, and ordered nearly 2,500 federal troops to march on Utah. Their mission was to suppress the supposed uprising and install a new territorial governor in place of Brigham Young. With memories of Nauvoo still fresh, the community braced for another confrontation. Mail service had already been cut, and without clear communication from the government, Young assumed the worst. Using his territorial authority, he declared martial law, ordered fortifications, and began preparing the militia for a defensive
Love
stand.
Utah, but boy, there's some
Fear of
radicals
outsiders
there.
grew quickly.
That
Travelers headed to California were viewed with suspicion, and the Mormon militia was sent east to slow the approaching U.S. Army. At the same time, Mormon interpreters encouraged local tribes to pressure immigrant parties, reinforcing Young's argument that without Mormon control, the region would become dangerous. Although Young didn't directly call for bloodshed, his rhetoric helped create an atmosphere where mistrust of non-Mormons escalated into violence. Into this tension came the Baker-Fancher Party, a well-provisioned immigrant train from Arkansas heading for California. They reached Utah at the height of the war scare, just as church leaders instructed members to stockpile grain and refuse sale to any outsiders. As the party moved south, local communities denied them supplies, leading to profane exchanges in Cedar City. Pushed out of town, the immigrants continued on to Mountain Meadows, a common resting place along the Old Spanish and California trails. As their livestock grazed in the meadow, leaders in Cedar City met through the night to decide their fate.
Comes the wind.
John D. Lee and Isaac Haight planned to raid the immigrants' cattle and use Paiute allies in the attack that would later be blamed entirely on native tribes. Isaac Haight, as Cedar City's state president, met with his high council to decide how to act. Tensions were already high in southern Utah, and he believed Brigham Young's wartime directives applied to this situation. He asked Colonel William Dame for permission to send out the militia. Dame refused. The council searched for another solution and proposed persuading local Paiutes to raid the cattle and drive the immigrants away. Divided on the plan, they postponed a final decision until word arrived from Salt Lake City. Haight sent a rider north, a 6-day round trip, and dispatched 2 men to hold off John D. Lee, who was already ordered to go to Mountain Meadows, until Brigham Young's reply came. At dawn, on September 7th, the attack began anyway. Paiute fighters and Mormon militiamen moved on the encampment under Lee's oversight. Lee later claimed he tried to delay the Paiutes, but the assault launched early. The Baker-Fancher Party fought back hard, circling their wagons, digging in, and holding the attackers at bay. The Baker-Fancher Party held strong for over 24 hours and killed multiple Paiutes. On September 9th, Isaac Haight rode to Parowan to speak again with William Dame. In council, the men hesitated, but privately, Haight pushed harder, telling Dame that most of the immigrants were already dead and that the survivors now knew Mormons were part of the assault. And Haight left believing he had approval to call out the militia. By September...
Feed your dogs cheese? Yeah, a lot of people don't realize it, but when dogs feel sick, they often stop eating, and that can actually make it harder for them to bounce back. Their bodies need protein, nutrients to stay strong. That's why I use cottage cheese. It's gentle, it's easy to digest.
Fucking ignorant fucking commercials.
Still eat when they're not feeling.
By September 10th, the standoff had grown desperate. the immigrants were running out of water, pinned down far from the only spring, which was under constant gunfire. John D. Lee later said that the Paiutes threatened to abandon him unless he led another attack. That same day, additional militiamen from Cedar City, 50 to 60 in total, moved into position near the meadows. On the morning of September 11th, the final plan was set into motion. John D. Lee approached the immigrant camp under a white flag. He told the besieged party that the Mormons had negotiated a truce with the Paiutes. If the immigrants surrendered their weapons and left their cattle behind, Lee said the Mormons would escort them safely to Cedar City. After hours of debate, exhausted and nearly out of water, the immigrants agreed. Women and children walked out first. A wagon carried the wounded. The men and older boys followed last, each escorted by an armed Mormon militiaman. Once the groups were separated, Major John Higbee gave the signal. Militiamen turned and fired on the unarmed men beside them. Further ahead, women and children were ambushed in the bush by another group of attackers, both militia and Paiute fighters. In minutes, the massacre was complete. The bodies were dragged into nearby ravines or left where they fell. After the attack, 17 children under the age of 6 survived and were taken about an hour north to Jacob Hamblin's ranch. Jacob was in Salt Lake City at the time, and his wife Rachel cared for the injured children. John D. Lee stayed with the children while Isaac Haight and William Dame traveled overnight to the massacre site. On September 12th, Haight and Dame arrived before dawn. Dame was struck silent by the scene, reportedly pale and horrified, saying he hadn't realized there were so many women and children. Haight and Dame argued over responsibility and how to report the massacre to Brigham Young. Haight wanted to blame it entirely on the Paiutes, while Dame claimed he didn't give Haight permission to call out the militia. Young's letter arrived, ordering the immigrants to be allowed to pass safely. It was too late. John D. Lee rode north to Salt Lake City and spun the story to protect Mormon involvement, portraying it as an all-out Indian assault. Brigham Young accepted the narrative and instructed secrecy. Meanwhile, news slowly reached California. Families of the immigrants, unable to hear from their relatives, feared the worst. Reports circulated of a massacre and of wolves scavenging bodies. By October,
I'm back.
Newspaper accounts
Welcome
began to
back.
appear, and public outrage grew. From California to Washington,
Restaurant in a long
calls for
time.
a federal investigation and action.
Go sourdough toast.
In 1859, General James Carleton led a federal investigation. Bones scattered by animals were recovered and reburied in 3 separate locations. The 17 surviving children, previously placed with Mormon families, were returned to relatives in Arkansas. Lee, Haight, and Higbee went into hiding, and the investigation slowed due to the ongoing Utah War and then the Civil War.
Good morning. We're at Mountain Meadow Massacre. And my what I said about it is a little different, but you get it. History, man. Mormons. Oof. That sourdough toast sounds good with real butter.
John D. Lee's life after the massacre was marked by hardship. A warrant was issued naming him a participant. The church did not reveal the identities of those involved, leading to criticism and accusations of harboring fugitives. After traveling with Major Powell and Brigham Young to the Paria in 1870, Lee was excommunicated without a formal hearing, receiving only a note advising him to trust no one and keep out of the way. Lee recorded in his journal his frustrations at carrying the blame for others whose names had never surfaced. In late 1871, church leaders, likely at Jacob Hamblin's suggestion, ordered Lee to establish a ferry crossing at the mouth of the Paria River. On December 4th, Lee departed the ghost town of Paria with his son, 2 men, and 57 head of cattle. Instead of House Rock Valley, they traveled through the 40-mile Paria Canyon, arriving at the Colorado River on December 12th. Lee expected his family to be waiting, but found no one. He and his son tracked the faint trail towards Kanab, reuniting with his wife Emma after 5 days.
Damn, Emma looks like she's
Together,
pissed off
they
at the
continued to
world.
river, traveling through House Rock Valley. On Christmas Day, Lee carved his name into the Vermilion Cliffs, passing by Soap Creek and Badger Springs. By early January of 1872, Lee had constructed 2 cabins and a stone corral with help from his wives and children. On January 17th, Emma, 9 months pregnant upon arrival, delivered a daughter, Frances Dell, named for their new home. Lee noted in his diary, "We butchered a fine beef," marking the start of a new, isolated life at Lee's Ferry.
Wow. A lot of history there. And unfortunately, she does look like it, don't she? Yeah, I heard about this. Utah. I never been in that much of the area, Utah, the Southwest. Lee's Ferry Pot 2. I'm liking this guy. I hope you do. Mm-hmm. Oh, did you? Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to find pot 1. Mm-hmm. Lake Powell. I think he's in southern Utah, Lake Powell area. Well, that sucks. Logan, Bear Lake. I was totally impressed with the drive up there from Route 15. That was a beautiful, beautiful ride. When I got to there, I was exhausted. It was hot, and we had traveled throughout the night. And I put a blanket down on the beach, trying to go to sleep, and fucking 4Runners, 4-wheelers, and all that shit racing by us. And so anyways, we got maybe an hour's sleep, and I was going to head somewhere else. I forgot where we were going. And I got there during, the drive is just spectacular. I think that's Shoshone National Forest, if I'm not mistaken. In the caves that were full of clear drinking water. It's just beautiful. Anyways, coal power plant. Demolition, Navajo. Wonder if that's the one. I can't find pot 1. What else? So we pulled into town, and I got me a raspberry shake. the Raspberry Festival. Man, it was good. It really was. Well, I'm just going to choose something else off this, guys. Logan used to be a commercial for Millard Beer way back in the days. Well, I can't believe I can't find this. But let's go. I don't even find the Mountain Meadow Massacre Part 1. Yeah, it was that state's pretty interesting, say the least. Yeah, he don't have them in order. Raspberry shakes were really good. Oh, I know where we went.
Switch to Chrome to
We went to Antelope
fast, so you can
Island.
Fast, safe, yours.
But if you had access to four-wheeler, there was some big time four-wheeling there.
There are ghosts in these hills. Across the canyon country of southern Utah, abandoned towns still echo with the struggle to survive.
Yeah, I don't know much about
This
southern
maze of
Utah.
rock hides more than scenery. It conceals human lives. Hollywood once came here, from the late 1950s through the early 1970s, to build its version of the Old West.
Well, they did a lot
Cowboys,
in Monument
outlaws,
Valley too.
Legends. But the real story was already written in dust and stone. Forgotten for over a century, yet passed by every year by millions who never notice it's there. Today, I'm stopping to acknowledge it, to pay my respects to a ghost.
Oh, it's cold. Oh, yeah. Hey.
We're looking for ghosts. Crossing the Paria River. Should be a ghost town over here. A lot of people mistake it for the movie set that's further back, which we'll get to a little bit later. But for now, we're searching for the past. Just put on my shoes. Oh, this is perfect for that. I think you can see that. Please don't move. Please don't move. Oh my God. Oh. All right, we did it. First structure
Clone
here.
Jim Carrey.
So we got the Chin Lee Formation here in the background. There we go. All right. Got a window.
Big Indian territory. Oh.
What do we got in here? Oh, It's an abandoned structure
Look at that.
right by the Chinle
Stonework.
Formation. Ooh. That looks like a good structure. Windows are looking good. Stones are looking good. It's looking like a modern structure on top of an old, you can see right there, kind of like the old foundation of whatever was here. Then it looks like they put like some sheetrock or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely not like modern sheetrock, like drywall.
You like this, Laura?
Wow. Beams look good. Yeah, this is obviously, this doesn't look like maybe too local of rock.
No, I was going to say that. Look in the background. There ain't none of that.
Wow.
Those are Ponderosa, too.
Ooh, boy. I see something over here. What is that? J.A. Williams? Huh. No, it's actually, it is local rock. You can see here, look. It's the Moenkopi Formation.
No
You can see
kidding.
the ripple marks from the ancient seas long time ago. Some geology for you there.
Yeah.
But it looks like they've used the Moenkopi, yeah. That makes sense. Look at these ripple marks. It's from
Beautiful.
ancient seas. Moenkopi was pretty much like a tidal flat. Kind of like a beachfront property. So I guess this is local rock. They sheeted it. They must have cut it somehow. Or they just found perfect slabs because this thing is
Yeah,
still doing a
none of
really
that
good job.
rock is flat in the
much being held
background.
up.
They hold this somewhere. In the Ponderosa, them poles right there. Where the hell did you get them?
All right. So it's the second part of the structure. We got pull the can. Yeah, looking like it. Well, if I was in a snowstorm and
See the
I was
twist?
stuck out here, this is going to be my shelter. It looks like. Obviously, it's not going to do too good, but
When Ponderosa loses his box, you can see him
it's like a
twist
little
it.
bench. Maybe that's original. Who knows? I doubt it. But where's the cellar? That looks like a cellar. Obviously, these
What
logs.
a life, huh?
There was a roof. It looks like
Imagine living here,
old cans.
having Indians not liking you being here.
This is where you would hide out in the summertime when it's too hot. Chinle. Seems like these guys like the Chinle Formation a little bit. I don't know why. They were just attracted to it, I guess.
Wow.
It's nice. This thing's pretty cool. So, history, I guess, of the Perea ghost town. Peter Schertz, Mormon pioneer, about 1865, founded a town further downstream, about 5 miles downstream that way, which is going to be south, north over here. And irrigation failures. The Perea River over here would flood. Crazy floods. So even at Lee's Ferry, John D. Lee had to deal with the floods and the dams and stuff like that. But irrigation attempts failed with the Perea River. And they moved 5 miles upstream to here, which would be Perea, which is the ghost town, which it is now. But at the time, it was quite populated. So what I know is that the town was populated. It actually gained a post office and general store.
Wow.
And John D. Lee, which was the outlaw from the Mountain Meadows Massacre, he would come up from Lee's Ferry and come up here to resupply and get provisions and stuff like that. But it seems like the town died off in, I think it was in the late 20s that it finally died off. So pioneers stuck it out for a while.
1920s.
Looking like a burnt down structure. I don't know what this black tar. Definitely not ash. But
Strange.
yeah, there's some footprints here. Definitely not the only one that's been over here. Getting their feet wet, crossing the Paris. Man, you know, this town is gone. A lot of it is gone. Because I had these photos and I'm trying to find the spot of where some of these were taken. It's a little difficult, but that black stuff we were just walking on, I think I found something.
Imagine 1920s, living out here with a horse and seeing your first car.
Huh. I don't know if it was that spot, but it seems pretty close. I'm trying to find more structures here, but everything is hard to kind of spot. It's such a lot of it changed in 100+ years. So I'm gonna keep walking up here towards the cliff, and I think there's a spot I can find.
Wow. Go on.
You see what I'm talking about? So much has changed. It's actually really hard for me to find out where these spots are. But that's a good example of right here. How much can change within 100 years? This area has been flooded out by the Paria River. Floods come through, the town's pretty much destroyed. Everything, the crops, animals, livestock. It must have been so hard to live out here. At places like this, the cost is final. Towns fade, buildings fall, but here, the price was paid in full. Lots of graves from the Paria town site. What do we got here? Thomas Smith. Mingo.
That's very weird.
Twitchell Smithson. 1815 to 1892. So it looks like the earliest. 1877 is death. Huh.
Snow falling off the roof.
Smith, lots of Smiths. At least a good amount of them are older. They're not, well, there's some that are kids, but nothing crazy. Wow. Pioneer Cemetery, huh? You guys definitely have a good view. Nice final resting place. Huh. Coins? Huh. A lot of the graves here have coins. I wonder why. I know, like, people used to do coins for, like, military. Like, if you leave, like, a nickel, it means you're a rank or something like that. But I don't think all of these people were in the military. These pioneers, man. They paid the ultimate price coming out here. But that's American history for you. The settlement and all that kind of stuff.
Wind's picked
It was
up
risked.
now.
A lot of them are kids. A lot of these plots are here. It seems like there's a lot of empty spots here. Maybe there's some unmarked graves or something like that. But these guys definitely had a good view.
I guess we all died a little in that damn war.
Long after the town was gone, another story moved in. Hollywood found this place in the late 1950s and returned for years. The buildings were already empty. The people were already gone. On screen, this became the West. But none of it was fiction when people actually lived here. In the 1940s and 50s, filmmakers used this canyon as a stand-in for the Old West. Westerns like Buffalo Bill famed Paria as a
Can you imagine bringing all them horses and riders there to shoot a
By
movie?
1961, production went further. During the filming of Sergeants 3, an imitation Old West town was built about a mile west of the original site. For many visitors, the difference disappeared. The movie set became the town, and the real Paria faded further into the background.
A little over 100 years ago, a community of Mormons moved in. They hung on for about 50 years, and then it got too tough for them, and they moved away. The sand and the wind came and covered everything. There's nothing left here, not a trace of that town nor those people, just these few graves here. It was never written down that people had to be the winners here. There's no guarantee for anyone, not for this town, nor for us, nor for the Page children. We've managed to hang on, but only because we've helped one another.
I'm Josie Wales.
Filmmakers returned for years. In 1975, the outlaw Josie Wales marked the last major production to use this landscape. After that, the cameras moved on. Nature didn't. In 1998, flooding erased what remained of the set. The Bureau of Land Management later rebuilt portions of it, adding signs to explain what had stood here and why. Even that didn't last. In 2006, the reconstructed set burned. Well,
Look at that.
I can understand why Hollywood came out here. It's definitely a beautiful
It's
set.
absolutely stunning.
So you have really the town site over there where the actual ghost town is. So I think it's a unique combination of how this place really was a ghost town for the Wild West. And Hollywood decided to come out here. Well, that's pretty much what I got.
What was his name?
I hope you guys
Ford?
enjoyed. I
That
know it's
made
kind
a
of
lot of
outlaw
the
hideout, and this place is
movies
actually
with
well known by a lot of people. So
John
a little
Wayne.
bit of history for you, as always.
I heard they never left Monument Valley. I drove past Monument Valley, but never been in it. Indians control it.
What you want to do is save hundreds with Liberty Mutual customized.
So when you go in there and you pay your fee to drive around this Lodge Loop, they get the money. And rightly so, it's their land. I like this guy. I mean, he's a little different than Desert Drifter was. Certainly better than that other clown. Oh, I gotta walk up this hill and I'm so hot and sweaty. Blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm.
All right, we're approaching the cliffs. There she is. In a remote corner of the American desert lies a luxurious resort hidden from view. A place that feels almost mythical from the surrounding landscape. A place for those seeking ultimate privacy. An isolated oasis in a harsh desert. While hiking through the cliffs and canyons near it, I discovered something incredible. A landscape that has been shaped by millions
Look
of
at
years
that.
of geological time.
That is friggin' cool.
A landscape that conceals shrines in a prehistoric past. Along the way, relics from a lost world appear, buried in the sand. I set out to discover this place, but in the end, I found something within myself. So I got into my luxurious vehicle and began this journey.
Power poles.
Nice cold one today, folks.
You
Out
too.
here,
Thanks for stopping by. It was good seeing you.
the bunker in the deserts. Yeah, the graffiti always changes. It looks like Wu-Tang. Loving the colors. Wow, that's cool. Hello. What is that right there? That looks sketchy.
Yeah, what the hell is that shit?
All right, I think I'm just being paranoid.
Big old concrete blocking in there. What the hell did they use this for?
My Dogs Hard Lemonade.
That is strange.
We're gonna have fun out here.
Generator house, maybe?
What do we got here? Trash. More trash. Mice droppings everywhere. Yeah, last thing I want to do is stir up all the dust in here. So, this guy right here is a seismograph station. When they're building Glen Canyon Dam, about 10 miles or so back down south,
No way.
they needed a seismograph station to test the seismology. That's the word, sorry, I don't know. But they needed to see if there was going to be earthquake tremors and stuff like that. You know, if you build a big dam, you don't want earthquakes. But I have an old photo that I'll show you right here. Then let's see if we can line it up.
Wow. That's impressive. He does a real good job doing that, I think.
1950s. Pretty cool. Yeah, nice little bunker out here in the desert. Constructed pretty good. You know, based on that photo, you can tell it's really reinforced. All right, we have some distance to cover, so we're going to leave this behind. And we're going to continue north. Long before dirt roads, seismograph stations, or luxury resorts, this desert was already inhabited. The canyons and cliffs surrounding this region of southern Utah preserve evidence of human movements stretching back more than 10,000 years. See, there's so many domes over here. A lot of alcoves out here. There's just so many to choose from. Okay. Let's see if there's another alcove.
Don't take it too much because you'll stay rock hard all night.
All
and women
night.
won't be able to handle you in bed. Yes, I'm dead serious. My husband is
I know. Your husband is what? 30 years old? Water.
So, yeah, this is definitely a spot I would relax and kind of cool off in the midday heat. And it's got water. Depends on the rain. This time of the year, it's cold, but acoustics are good.
You get that much growth.
So this
You
is a
get
good
some
spot for
steady
water. So you
water.
would assume that the ancients definitely would have utilized this place. Oh my, what do we have here, boy? Desert Alcove 4. Sonora? Sonora? A boxer? Right? Oh, what a cute dog. 15 years old. Sorry for your loss. A lot of people are loving this. Oh, I'm sorry. Aw. Dude. Dang. That's so sweet. I haven't had a dog in a long time. My dog died in 2012 when I was a little kid. And it's just always been the hardest thing to have a dog. I've had a cat for 9 years, but, you know, she's getting old. But the dogs, it just hits hard. Love. Out of the rain. Okay, we gotta keep going. Daylight is not on our side today. All right, well, we're gonna continue on. There's a slot canyon over here. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Still thinking about that little doggy. You know, that's such a cool find. So, this video is dedicated to Sonora. Shout out to Sonora. Wow. I see a boulder. That's cool. A little baby hoodoo. Voodoo. Ooh.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is crazy. Is this natural or is this like spray paint? It looks like on the outline maybe some mist, but they did a really good job if it is spray paint. Looks like the outlining of a man or a stick figure. You see like the
That's
left
sad.
arm or something right there, holding a bowling ball, hitting the bowling league on a Thursday night. Wanted to get up there, but it's kind of sketchy, and I promised my wife I would be safe out here. But there's that little figure right underneath the alcove. Yes, I know. I listen to my wife. You know, you have to, because who's really the boss in relationships, right? Guys like to say they are, but I'm man enough to admit it. You know, the wife makes the rules sometimes. Sometimes. All right, let's keep moving. Okay, we still have some distance to cover. We're going to walk the entire line, then we have to actually go up those cliffs over there. These caves are so nice. The Anasazi, or the ancestral Puebloans, as they're called these days, had to have just used these maybe. In the wintertime, they wanted them facing south, just so they could get sun. Then in the summertime, when the sun is more north, they're actually in the shade. So I guess this wouldn't be a good cave or an alcove, just because obviously the sun is behind us south.
Thanks for the info, and thanks for stopping by.
Okay. I think we need to get back out into open country. We keep going into these dead ends. I'm going to follow the wash back, climb up over, and go overland. What? Another shrine?
Look at that. What a trip.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Well, that looks like it has some copper in it. You see that right there, that green? It's always cool finding stuff like this out here you never expected. Anyway, I got to keep going.
A vet told Rob Lowe what fish does for aging dogs. Watch this.
I have a great hack for white fish.
Look like monkey steps. Might be natural, but some bones over here. It's probably a rabbit. I've been trying to find petroglyphs. There's not really any down here. So I'm going to keep looking, but nothing yet, man.
Wow, that's amazing.
Here's a nice little slot canyon. There's no real way to access it safely without gear. There they are, the ghosts of the desert, just sitting, waiting. And what shall we call you? Chip off the old block? You'll get there someday, boy, as long as you don't fall down. Ancient peoples moved through this land seasonally, following water, game, and plant resources. Sandstone alcoves and caves provided shelter from the heat and storms, while elevated viewpoints offered visibility across the vast desert.
That is very, very cool. The brown rock is harder rock than the white rock, and it erodes. You can see earth eroding away into sand. That is pretty cool. And so every one of them big stone that are brown on the ground once probably had something like that.
Hoodoos are some of my favorite geological formations out here. It's really beautiful. They're so eerie. Kind of a strange feeling, but we're going to have to continue on. Got to keep going up. Okay, let's keep beelining it up this hill. Well, hello there, hoodoos.
Ooh, man. Some nasty chemtrails. Don't touch it.
Dude, it's like pebbles. Pebbles holding it.
Look at that one.
Should be okay. Man, that just looks so sketchy, dude.
Like I said, I didn't spend much time at
Okay,
all
we're on the rim.
in
Please are
southern
over there.
Arizona, Utah. But
Luckily,
boy, I
it's
can't
flat.
believe the
Majority of the way,
chemtrail
this is a
sky
road
he's
right here.
got.
So, got a couple miles to walk.
Janet Mills took on Donald Trump and won.
We will not be intimidated. We will not be silenced. I've never backed down from a bully, and I never will. If you seek to harm Maine people, you will have to go through me first.
I swear, try this Jello trick using 3 ingredients from your fridge and get ready to go
Oh
from
my
size
God.
XL to medium. I'm going to teach
See the road going to Lone Rock. We're back on the rim. The geology itself shaped how people of the past live here. Rising sandstone cliffs, carved by erosion, created natural shelters. Flash floods cut narrow canyons, while long droughts forced adaptation or migration. That long human story did not end with the Puebloans. It transformed. The same isolation that once offered protection and resources now offers privacy and exclusivity. The desert remains unchanged in character, even as the way humans occupy this land has shifted dramatically. We're pretty much here. We gotta keep going down so we can get a better vantage point. Oh. There she is. Oh. That looks new.
You gotta be shitting me.
There's the main resort right there.
You need to go out?
Some of you wondering why I'm able to come up here. Well, this is national park land. Well, Glen Canyon National Recreation Area. The cliff is the border. So as soon as that cliff edge hits, all that land down below belongs to Amangiri. All of it, all the way over there. All the way there. So the border is right here, but why? Why was the border right on the edge? Well, that land down below used to be Glen Canyon National Recreation Area. And it wasn't until 2003 when a land swap actually happened. Went through the Senate, went through the House, and George W. Bush actually signed it in 2003. And this land became available for private enterprise. Now, is this place really for billionaires? Billionaires can come too. Now, the main resort, which is going to be right there, I checked for today's date, 5,500 a night. Now it's one night. Now, if you go further down, Camp Sarika over there is pushing 8,500 a night. So you tell me, can you afford that? Seeing it from above is amazing. It is like a out-of-place bunker. Then you look at it and you'd be like, wow, what is that? Then you see the swimming pool. But all that vast land right there, that road, that is Amangiri's property.
Watch what nail
Oh,
polish
just
does
in
with
time.
toenail fungus. It's kind of surprising, but fungal spores are 1,000 times smaller than a human hair. Crazy.
Billionaire's hotel hidden in the desert. And he had a hike there.
Ooh, sketchy. Don't get vertigo. That's for sure.
Look at that.
You can see that cave over there in the distance. That's called the Broken Arrow Cave. And you can see the remnants of the movie set from the movie Broken Arrow. That cave right there holds a lot of archaeology. And from what I am understanding is that the state of Utah actually owns that cave. It is important. It has cultural relics in there, and it's surrounded by Almon. What makes Amangiri visually compelling is not luxury alone, but placement. The resort sits within a landscape shaped by deep time.
Look at this.
Surrounded by cliffs and open desert.
Fruit trees.
Experiencing Amangiri as an approved outside guest, as I did, was enlightening. Public areas framed the desert deliberately, directing attention outward to the land, the light, and the silence, rather than inward.
How do they get supplied?
Here, the contrast is unavoidable. Ancient migration routes now intersect with gated roads. Caves once used for shelter overlook pools built for leisure. But the land remains constant. How humans choose to exist within it continues to evolve. You know, I was thinking on the cliffs there just about life and how wealth and status are a thing. A lot of people will spend a lot of money to come out here to seek isolation in a luxury environment, I should say, of course, but it's just absolutely amazing that hikers come out here, well, here in general, hikers go out and seek isolation, but there's just something about it. And for us, or for me at least, I
miss
live
it.
out here. So it's kind of special to think that people
And
are
tell
coming out to
people
where I
that never been.
grew up, because it's really that.
But boy,
special
the
of a place.
isolation I've been
Just some thoughts.
has been really a
Sun's going down.
growth for me.
I don't want to be walking back in the dark near that slot canyon with the hoodoos. All right, I think it's best to pack up. Bye, rich people. Bye.
Wonder how he got in there to see the place. You like this guy's channel? You subscribe to him.
Oh, yeah, brother. That's what I need right there. I don't mind hiking in the desert. It's good for you, right?
Yes, it is.
That's where we need to go. All the way around over there. Here's a good view of the canyons, and there's the lake in the background. Here comes the homies. Oh.
Nobody stopped and asked him if he wanted a ride. That's pretty disgusting.
Damn, can't pick a homeboy up. My last hope is gone.
That's pretty disgusting.
Bye-bye. You know, I'm not even mad anymore about the UTV. You know, it was a family, so I get it. Then also with the dudes on the quads, they don't want me on their back. They don't want me on the back holding them. I get it. I'm over it. I'm not even mad.
No, I wouldn't be
you guys
mad.
got the
It's
Toyota all
just,
the way up
that's
here?
pretty disappointing.
Nice. Hell yeah. Oh, homies got their car up here. Could have brought the Pontiac Grand Am. All right, we're back at the hoodoos.
Wow, think about going to set your camera up, then walk back up the mountain, so you can get a shot of you coming down the mountain.
Okay,
That's pretty
it's about
cool.
time to say bye to the hoodoos. The moon is cool. One last goodbye to the hoodoos. Okay, let's go. I think I may have made a wrong turn. Yeah, it looks like I have to go back. Back at the hoodoos. Hi, hoodoos. We're back. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, we made it down. It's just so cool.
What a spectacular country.
It's like it's painted. Really sad we didn't find any ruins or any petroglyphs, because I was really looking, especially in those alcoves down there. little sunset up there on that cliff. I think this is where I'm going to end it, you know? It was a fun day. I enjoyed it. Well, we didn't find any petroglyphs or anything like that, which I was hoping there would be some out here. But it is what it is. I'm not upset about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Really had fun. So, like, subscribe, you know, all that fun stuff, all that YouTube stuff, whatever. But hey, I hope to see you guys next time. Enjoy. Have a safe evening. Happy New Year.
All right.
Voodoo or voodoo. Dun, dun, dun. Bro, someone just literally made a birdhouse
Look at that.
out of corks. That's pretty dope. Okay, now we'll end the video. Bye.
Very cool.
They run towards danger, but they're protected.
You too.
Hazardous.
Are you going to wake her up? It's like hitting a bee's nest with a broom or something, ain't it? You be careful. I'm only joking. Anyways, thanks for coming by. I hope you have a great dinner. I hope you choose something that you like and it's good for you. You know, flavorful or whatever. And have a good time tonight. We're just going to check a subscription, see what going on here. If not, we'll get hitting the road. What are we going to do today? I really don't know. I really have no clue. All right. All right. Let's see what she's up to. GG.
What's the verdict? Do we think these are going to be really salty? Let's try. This is how, So you would think that they'd be too salty, but they're not. I think that the vinegar in general cuts salt, if you didn't know that. If you accidentally put too much salt in anything, throw a little acid. That works. I can't just eat pickled red onions for breakfast.
So she's really loves pickled onions.
I do have some frozen Eloise sliced up, and I did preemptively toast it. See, look at me. I'm literally professional now. Actually, I just took my medication for the first time in months, so my brain's starting to work. Pickled red onions on Eloise. This is like cottage cheese. Build the flavor on top of this. I think what I'm about to do is going to be great. Hot honey. See, Michael never wants to cooperate. Michael's not cooperating. So, hot honey here. Is hot honey and pickled red onions a good mix? We'll find out. Eloise, enjoy. Shut up. Stop it right now. Yeah, yes. I love fresh black pepper. So, it's not salty enough. It's been a while. It's been a while.
She uses so much salt.
You see that? Let's go for it.
Red beans, very good on salad.
More. I'm tasting hints of deliciousness. Eloise, obviously. The subtleness of the cottage cheese. Hot honey. Pickled red onions. Salt. Fresh black pepper. What is it missing? Absolutely nothing. It's missing nothing, in my humble opinion. That's not lasting in my fridge. How'd that get there? What's the verdict? Do we think these are going to be really salty? Let's try. This is how
She's really she met some big time people down there in the Caribbean. Dubai. A hotel explosion in Dubai.
You guys got a credit for them. So if you're selling them,
Listen to this.
you're getting 100% profit on them.
They got
He's looking for
credit.
somebody to talk to.
They got credit for them Kentucky hams, every one of them. They got a credit for, and they still putting them out for sale, 100% profit.
Sit here waiting now for about 3 minutes. 5 minutes now, still waiting. So as of now, Fruit Coach Ronnie made a beeline that way, and the other manager I was talking to made a beeline that way. So I'm left here standing with no answer.
This is criminal.
I've been very respectful in every video that I've done to every Walmart employee, even Food Coach Ronnie. I've been very respectful to every employee that I've talked to in every store. But I am pissed right now. But it's been 10 minutes since that store manager or whatever he was went through that door, and I'm still standing out here waiting. This is what I'm talking about. They're trained to lie, blame shift, and avoid accountability. Nobody wants to answer anything. They all scurried and ran. Well, now on about 12 to 13 minutes, I think it's safe to say nobody's coming out to talk to me. They ran and hid. So I'm going to make my way out of here. I guess that's our answer. The answer is no answer. So what is it? That's how corporate trains them. To run and hide, don't give any explanations, do not talk. Those hams, I know, have been there for the last 2 days. Kentucky Legend, in their statement, said that they were removing all product from Walmart stores. That was to ensure that any new product would be weighed and labeled properly. So there should not be anything on the shelves. The recall is technically a voluntary withdrawal. That means that the barcodes will still scan if taken through the checkout. So what's going on here, guys? What do we have? Is this Walmart or is this Kentucky Legend? Have they shipped out new hams within 2 days? What are these safeguards? The number one safeguard should be training. That would take time. There is no possible way that Kentucky Legend could first implement processes and procedures company-wide, then cook, cut, slice, package, label, weigh, box, and ship new product in the last couple days and have it on the shelves here. Or is this collusion between both companies? Do they initiate a voluntary withdrawal so items can still be scanned, remove them in some stores for a day, maybe 2, and go back to business as usual? Because these statements, the 2 that were made by Kentucky Legend in the last 30 days, are as thin and as worthless as the paper they're written on. Anybody can put verbiage on there. They say they're coming up with processes and safeguards. Those should be outlined in the statement. What are they? What are they? A piece of paper means nothing. All we can do at this point, guys, is investigate more. You guys got a credit for them. So if you're selling them, you're getting 100% profit on them.
Fucking ridiculous. I'm telling you, that hamburger had human pieces in it. I could not eat that. I'm telling you, there was something very wrong with that fucking hamburger. Very, very, very wrong. And so I still haven't learned my lesson not to buy meat from there unless it's, another company. Let's just see what we got. And then I guess we'll say so long. What else we got? We'll do this. Oh, I mean, it's just no need of this. Where's your fucking government? Where's your health department? You're telling people in the middle of fucking nowhere they can't run their wood stove, but you're letting this shit go on in our country? I don't I mean, I do understand it. It's like the people at the top don't give a fuck. And that should show. What Donald Trump is doing is just bleeding down to regular Americans. I don't have to answer nothing.
Across the sage of Nevada, where the sun bakes the bone, I wander the rim rocks and canyons alone.
Check on lady.
With a shovel and crowbar and hands scarred by grit. I'm looking for seeps where the lifeblood is quit. For the sand likes to choke and the willow roots bind, leaving nothing but dust for the thirsting to find. I remember a spring near the juniper shade, the one that I cleared with a rusted out blade. A year's gone round since I broke loose the clay, and I've driven back down to the basin today. Life is hard for the Mustang, a battle each breath, with a mile of dry gravel between them and death. They're coming in slow with their winter coats thick, through the shimmering cold where the air is hanging sick. Strong legs and deep chests built for miles of the run. Their shadows are long in the afternoon sun. They reach for the pool that I helped to make deep, where the cool crystal water has woken from sleep. I watch as they bend with their nostrils flared wide, taking in the cold scent that the desert would hide. In the glass of the water, their reflections are clear, a momentary peace in a life ruled by fear. With clean hoofs and power, they stand by the brink, and for one quiet minute, they simply can drink. My face is a map of the wind and the miles, marked by deep furrowed scars and some worn-out smiles. But if I can make it just a bit easier, friend, then I'll keep fixing springs till my own trail shall end. There's no finer payment for a man of my breed than to stand in the silence and watch a horse feed. The sons of Brandon Iron pressing hard upon the sand, where the heat waves dance like ghosts across this dusty, silent land. I spent the morning working dirt, clearing out the clay.
So silent. I miss
to
that.
help a tired desert spring find its rightful way. I patched the pipe and cleared the brush and watched the bubbles rise, a little patch of liquid blue beneath the copper skies. Then I backed away to watch the trail, and sure enough they came. The wild ones, the bold ones, with the fire in their mane. There's a rhythm in the drinking, a splashing in the trough, as the desert dust of 20 miles is finally shaken off. It's a sight that hits you centered, and it makes a man feel whole. To put a little water in a thirsty Mustang's soul. They don't know there's a camera tucked inside the greasewood shade, or that a million miles away a new connection's made. From the city lights of London to the streets of old New York, folks are leaning in to see the fruit of one man's quiet work. It does my heart a power of good to see him play and soak, to share the wildness of the range with all the city folk. For though I'm just a desert ghost working in the heat, I'm handing out a miracle that's cold and clear and sweet. So pull up a chair, stranger, and watch the water run. See the way the stallions play beneath the western sun. It's a secret world I'm showing you, where the wild and free remain. Just a man, a spring, a camera, and the horses on the plain.
You got a big head. Let me go try to figure out this other channel problem. If not, we'll be on here tomorrow, Sunday. You got to bring your burkers, and I'm not even sure I can play this. Dust Devils. This YouTube seems like they do something once every couple of months that makes no sense to me or you. Well, we'll have to do that. I'll deal with that in the morning. I don't know what their fucking problem is. You know, I just told you about a week ago, I went through like 200 pages and looking for any copyright bullshit and getting them cleared out. And it's just absolutely amazing, this Jew fucking terrorism that's been taken over is still giving me shit about stuff like that. So, all right. All right, fantastic. Oh, yeah. I told him he can get AI to write music for it. Big, huge set of knockers. Huge. Bigger than my head. What's it say? Oh, you can date Asian women. No Asian women have big knockers like that. I gotta watch it. Advertisement. All right. We got a bunch of just check a few more things. Tim Dillon, Kash Patel went to Iran. Oh, travel with Luke. He's got a new girlfriend. Lost in Syria, Doc passed. Well, that looks good for tomorrow. If there is a tomorrow. Trump strikes Iran. Oh, look at this. The most popular Persian food lady. Maybe we'll do that one tomorrow. Joe and Nick's road trip. Deep South Louisiana. Dr. Vale. What else we got here? Truth Stream Media, hour and a half. And U.S.-Israel launch strikes against Iran. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants this shit to go on. And I think for me, a non-voter, the pig that said he wasn't for all these wars. And no, neither did I. I invited him in. I gave him the room in case he lost track of the room. Just got a Windows 7. Is Windows 7 outdated fucking 6 years ago? You're not supposed to be using it. Fuck you. Jew bastards. I will say, like, I'll just go click on this, show you what I'm talking about. Way to go. I mean, all like America's strong. Well, I'm not critical of her. She can believe whatever she wants. But as a young person, man, there's no need of this. There's no fucking need of this whatsoever. And then we'll go watch Luke go spend 2 weeks in Iran, have a hell of a time, sabbatical in Syria. And all my life, I ran. All my life. It's fucking phenomenal. There's some people in this live with Jewish flag. Stand with Iran. That's kind of weird. Somebody keeps saying stand with Iran. But the one I clicked on, I can't remember which one it was. Fuck the few without them, world peace on my mama. Down with Israel. A lot of negative in the last one. I'm not seeing them in here. All right. Which one I clicked on? This was all gobbledygook. But you got a map of the country. You're a target acquisition specialist. All right, you want to bomb Iran. That's one thing, right? Then you find out a girls' school with children in the school, and that's your target. And after I got that warning, after I get that warning a second ago, now it's fucking on my shit. I can't find it, that video. But certainly this is only to try to carry on the the U.S. didn't declare war. That's wrong. Heavy rains of flood in Gaza. Israel kills as heavy rains flooded Gaza during Ramadan. So evidently they might be weather controlling there, flooding the place. People living in tents. I told that old timer yesterday too, and he agreed with me. I said, we growed up with this peace, love, and music, you know. And here they are, these freaks. I don't know what they were doing back in the old days. Probably drinking lots of alcohol. I don't see that video.
Fars news agency cited multiple sources indicating that several missiles struck the Republic area of the capital, causing widespread alarm among residents. Details on casualties or the scale of the damage have not yet been confirmed. The explosions come amid heightened tensions in the region following a statement from Israel. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz announced that Israel had launched what it described as a preemptive attack against Iran. In response to the operation, Katz declared a special and permanent state of emergency across Israel, signaling the seriousness of the situation and the potential for further military escalation.
We'll see what happens. But right now, I really can't believe I can't find that video. It was plain and simple. 60 schoolgirls killed. And I don't know where it went. In the comments were like, what the fuck? Oh, Bill Clinton testified yesterday. I don't know if you guys know that. And Trump announced that he was out of trouble. It's just the beginning. Yeah, I can't find it. Oh, well. Maybe they pulled it down. And then Fox News ain't buying that Epstein's dead. 7 countries are taking action, including China. I cannot find that video. But I think it'll be well overdue. I can't believe how some people just can't stop. Try getting wide mouth ball cannon jars, because she's using cannon jars that are leaking. This fucking, I have 3 fucking response to this. I work in a place where we pickle veggies once a month. Opening and closing the jars often made the kids' lids rust fast. Within a couple of weeks, whatever the rubber plastic coating is, I'm not arguing with you. Those ain't the jars I'm telling you to get, though. And by pickle and brine, there are a bunch of different ball lids, so maybe some long last than others under the conditions. Why would you keep going on and on? This is a 3rd fucking... All I said was try getting wide mouth ball jars, because when she pickled them onions, they were leaking all over the place. I don't understand some people, man. They spent all that time writing all that shit. And I came back and I said, well, there's different types of cannon jars. There's some with glass lids. But what the fuck? Anyway. That's about it. We'll go on some traveling tomorrow. This Louisiana, really. Louisiana or Persia. I'm going to Persia, Iran. Food and culture. 1 hour. That's what we'll start off with tomorrow. I think we'll see some really cool shit there. I enjoy it. I have nothing against them people. Can I go now, Leslie? Oh. Would it be possible I could leave now? You're more than welcome. It was good to see a few people in here this morning. I can't say something nice about this territory without some people getting angry and telling me about Baxter. You can have Baxter. You can have the whole goddamn state as far as I'm concerned. I enjoy the country that I like and fell in love with. And I'm not being critical to anybody, but Jesus Christ. We'll see you in the morning. Thanks for watching. They changed the live screen around, by the way, in here. They changed it around now. All right, we'll see you later. Have a great day.